Alright, I guess here we are then. Kinda had to... Kinda exited iRacing and accidentally rejoined, so that was the problem with that. Where was I? The other day? I said endurance, right? I don't know. Let's find another endurance race to do then, so... Pick the right car this time. Where's that? This guy here. Hurry up, I don't got all day. Endurance, so I don't know. I already did Seattle. Guess there's nothing wrong with doing Trial Mountain, assuming it lets me in. And hell no, because look at the requirements. Take forever to do that. 200 kilometers is what? Just over 100 miles? 300 kilometers? I don't know. It's all night. Well, I don't know how long I can drive whatever, but that's 50 laps. We'll try it, alright? This will be the one we try, and if I get bored, we'll exit out and do something else. Besides endurance, so yeah. Only 3 days left, including this one. So at least Thursday and Friday, and then we're done with Gran Turismo month. I had fun. Hope everyone else had fun. I forgot what I was doing, so... It's a race. Oh, crap. Yeah, this one looks a little tougher. Because look what I'm up against. Race cars as well. Might make it a little tougher since they probably didn't pit. Not to mention my driving's not helping any. Crap, this is the full one, isn't it? There's that road car, race car, or... What the hell was it called? R390? Kinda having trouble seeing where I'm at. Alright, let's drive away. Wait, if I have to pit, I'll have a gap. Try to is the keyword to all that. Oh, lap times aren't not too bad. Considering I was doing what? 120 somethings in the hell was that other race? Seattle. God damn it. Nothing's working properly. Alright. I think I'll break it. Yeah. So this might actually take just as long as the Seattle race. Maybe a hair longer. Since it's 10 laps longer than, yeah, it will take me longer. but not by much. Man, I'm kicking their ass. Figured it'd be another race car, they'd be here with me. I always miss this corner. I know what's there, I just don't know how to tackle it. See what I mean when I just come from a sim to a full-on arcade? Well, almost lost it. Almost hit the wall there. Real close to doing that. shouldn't have hit the wall. Me not paying attention is what happened. So let's see. Not quite sure what I'm gonna put on. What I'm gonna do after this Gran Turismo one. It's like I said on Sim Racing Chewy side, I'm gonna put Simulator Week right after this Gran Turismo deal. You know, just for the week. Why not? Got nothing else better to do. And on SRC gameplays, you'll probably see more retro games, I guess, or older games. I'm not gonna say retro because they're all from like PS2 era. Unless I'm really bored, then I'll be playing. Then I'll be playing some like Sega and stuff, which is more my theme. I also thought about having like a side-scroller week. Just play nothing but side-scroller games of different genres. Not sure yet. But that's what this channel, which is gonna be put under SRC Gameplays, it's just gonna be focused on gaming of that era, of all those eras, pretty much. Anything under the PS3. So, you know, PS2 and under. I should have worded it that way, so basically like 2007 and under. All the way back to like 1980 something. Just throwing it out there, so yeah, that week. I guess first I'm gonna do Dying Light Let's Play. As well as for the new game I'm talking about. As well as a revisit to Need for Speed, the newest one. One that I personally don't care for one bit. So why play it? Because I can. Then again, I'm not sure how it's going to work out streaming wise. I don't know, there's a lot of games I've been wanting to play lately. I just haven't had time to. And then by that point, I'll probably be back to putting a lot of time on the Sim Racing Chewy side, you know, Sim Racing wise. And then you have, God, I forgot what I was saying. Got lost in the train of thought there. Oh well, it'll come back to me. So in case you missed the other few streams and broadcasts that I made, SRC Gameplays is gonna be Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, which will pretty much be identical to my Twitch streams, which will be Tuesdays and Thursdays. Why? Because I really don't have time to stream. Okay, it'll be Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for Twitch on SRC Gameplays. I might just separate these channels too, because why not? That way I can link them to different things. It'll save me a whole bunch of time. I think, I don't know. I'm still not quite sure what I want to do yet. Yay, I'm 11 laps in, 10 laps in, starting lap 11. Oh wait, no, my Chewy Same 55 stream Twitch account that I'm on right now, that's gonna be for everything gameplay, no matter what. I forgot I was gonna tie it into one, but I'm only gonna stream on those specific days that I said, so yeah. So that's my whole agenda for I guess all of 2017. Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, YouTube for SRC gameplays, Tuesdays and Thursdays for, well, pretty much everything else. Yeah, I gotta manage 2 channels, you know. I don't got to, my other one hasn't taken off at all. Only got 1 sub, so you know what that means. Go to SRC Gameplays and sub. Oh, might as well mention this since I'm kind of on that topic. Got a comment from a tutorial that I put up. A comment of somebody saying the files weren't there. That's because it's dead. Those don't exist no more. Unfortunately, they took them down. Motion Enjoy is dead because things like DS4 tool or DS4 Windows. You know, people using PS4 controllers now. I'm using a 3 controller right now for pretty much everything I do. I'm just used to it, and people say go to SCP DS3. That does not work for me because you get no customization. Now, right now I can set the buttons up any possible way that I want. And with Motion Enjoy our DS3 tool, because Motion Enjoy is a piece of garbage. I just wish there was a way to use better DS3 without Motion Enjoy, because it's the same thing, does the same job as Motion Enjoy, but all it does is it takes the drivers from Motion Enjoy and uses them to I guess make the PS3 controller work. But after you install those drivers, you don't need Motion Enjoy anymore. You just need the pure driver for the actual PS3. And then from there you can download a DS3 tool and then get it to work that way. But just throwing it out there. Anyone seeing that tutorial on SRC Gameplays, ask me and I'll try to help. But if you're all good with the SCP DS3, I can make a tutorial of that and put it up on that channel. Yeah, because all you need is for basic gaming needs, and if you just want to have a PS3 controller and you want it to work like an Xbox 360, you can make it do that with the SCP DS3. Just because that's what it's for, it's a wrapper. It pretty much takes the PS3 drivers and wraps it in an X input. And what that does is it makes your controller think that it's an Xbox controller. And you can do the same thing with DS3 tool or better DS3. You can emulate a 360, but there's some games that will get confused and know that it's not an official driver, and it'll keep it from working. Like Forza Horizon 3, those freaking greedy assholes there at turn 10 pretty much force you to go out and buy an Xbox controller. But luckily, SCP DS3 gets around that and kinda lets it work. So you can play games like that. If you want to use a PS3 controller for Forza Horizon 3 on PC, just go ahead and use that. Go to SCP DS3 and you'll pretty much figure out it's all pretty much self-explanatory. I think, I don't know. Just throwing it out there. Alright, like that one race, I'm gonna pit on lap 20. But yeah, man, Forza, Microsoft, they're the greediest bastards I've ever seen in my life. I mean, they've always have been, but come on. Like Windows 10, do we really have to be forced to do everything nowadays? I mean, I don't want updates, and what do? They force it down your throat. Pop-up, I have them turned off, the updates, but it still gives a pop-up, which is annoying. But, yeah. Just don't know what it is anymore. We agreed. And I'm looking at all these newer crap. I'm looking at all these newer games. And the graphics just aren't there to justify the performance loss. Like, we'll get Forza Horizon 3 again as an example. Even with some of the newest cards, some people are having problems running at a solid 60 FPS, which, hell, this is a driving game where the graphics are nice, but they're not great. You know, some games back in like 2011 look just as good, if not better. And then I take that and compare it to something like Crysis 3. Crysis 3 has some of the best graphics, and to this day still P1 in graphics. One of the best looking games I've ever seen. Maxed out, you know, I can max it out on a i7 with a 1070. And I can get 60 FPS solid. Not one hiccup. And yet I can't do that same thing on Forza Horizon 3. Which doesn't look any better. Render distance isn't any different. There's no reason for it to be sucking up that much performance. In my opinion. It's a little bit on the... just bullcrap, really. They'll notice once things start to crash and go downhill that their prices for everything are not justified. They're just there to... Look at my front tires. They're toast. I don't even know if I'm gonna make it to lap 20. I'm gonna try, but it's too tight. It's not turning, it's pushing. Alright, on my little rant. I don't really know what that was all about. Just saying that companies are freaking greedy anymore. Once I started talking about games and all that, kinda just got me thinking about Microsoft, especially their DRM bullcrap. Something like that. I don't know. I'm just saying modern game companies are bullshit. Let's just go with that. If you think about it, why am I playing old school games? Simple answer, they were better. They weren't better graphically, sure. They were just, I don't know what it was. They were just more fun. There was actually a playability factor to them. Like, I can't tell you how many times, let's say I played like Final Fantasy, or some of the older games. Played through it so many times. Games like Headhunter on the Sega Dreamcast and PS2. I played like 8 times within, I don't know, a few months just because I could. And this is a trend that really started recently, to be honest, of games sucking because people and all this new generation of people, all they care about is graphics and only care about graphics. Gameplay can be complete garbage and they won't care. Think about it. Look at all these great... I'm not saying that games with great graphics can't be good. I'm just saying more on the lines that most of the time, the best graphic games aren't the best games. But, like I said though, there's some great exceptions, like The Last of Us on the PS3. Probably the best looking game on the PS3, hands down. Since that was pretty much one of their later produced games on that system, they were able to get everything down and push it to its limit. Which, me being mostly a PC gamer nowadays, used to be a console, but I've come to just, I can't go back to any games like that are older and terrible looking, because just the aliasing, the jaggies get to me on, I don't know, on PS3 era consoles, so me to be able to not glorify it, to pretty much back it up, you know, defend the PS3 and its graphical capability on that one particular game, shows that, I don't know, I think we've entered a new era of gaming, in terms of, holy crap, look at my tires, they're like toast. So well, I guess I'm pitting in then. Yeah, I'm just sliding all four of them. Is this where I pit, right? Oh, there we go. Had to make sure. Oh crap, that was fast. That was actually really fast. That's faster than F1 fast. Alright, let's go IndyCar on that one. I'll just say that. Wow, the car feels completely different now. Try to wait up on the downforce on this. Alright. So besides that rant on modern versus video game, or modern versus old, that's it, I don't know. People just become, we become too spoiled nowadays in terms of graphics that we kind of expected, but when that becomes the norm, that's all game companies try to put 90% of their effort into, is to make it look amazing, but not the other 10%. It's not a lot of, that's not a lot of percentage to work with trying to be creative. So anyways, enough of the rants. I'm just gonna get on with this race. So I'm gonna shut up for a while and let you watch. But I'll just throw my opinions out there, so yeah. I'm not sure what to talk about now. Out of topics. Because there's no music. I don't know. If anybody watches on either channel, would you rather have I don't know how to say this. How to put this? I mean, I guess send me ideas to what to play, request, and then I'll do it. Like for Sim Racing Chewy side channel. Would you rather see me play like more Assetto Corsa, more R Factor, or, you know, stuff like that? Putting that out there. I don't know. All I know is for New Year's Eve, I'm probably gonna play Rocket League all day and fun games, you know, games like that. You know, all day long. So throwing it out there. Pretty much this Saturday, right? New Year's Eve, Sunday, Saturday. One of them 2 days. I'll be streaming all day starting from 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Which would, I don't know. Which would be, what? Would that be 11 or 10 Western Time? 10 a.m. Western Time. One of those time slots. I mean, it's gonna be that. I'm just saying I'm in the United States, so Eastern Time. So that's like, what, 4 in the morning, Australian? 3 in the morning, Japan? God damn it. I don't know what the whole daylight savings is. So, you know, places that were ahead by around 12 hours, like I said, I think Japan was one of them, and or were they 13 hours? I don't know, they're ahead by a certain point. I know what times they are, I got used to it. And same with Australia, kind of, they're more, like I said, it all depends on our EST in the same time. Like some states observe it here, some don't. Some counties, some don't. Really freaking confusing to think about it. Stupid, to be honest. Oh no, there's another rant. I'll just go on with it. About that later. Some other video. Me complaining about times. Like I said, if you guys don't have any idea of a game you want me to play, let's say something a lot of people really don't know of and you think it'd be worth a laugh or fun or something, let me know. Comment, whatever. Don't matter to me. God, this race is taking forever. I feel like I've been driving for the longest possible time. Started to miss a lot of corners. I did upload this yesterday, right? On my YouTube. SRC Gameplays. I hope so. I did have another channel that was SRC Tutorials, but I kind of shut that down. Just didn't have time. Which sucks, 'cause I made a pretty cool logo for that. There's a 6th gear? Have I been using that or no? Ford GT40 is kicking my ass. And then that. Hey, what's the whole point of the name behind GT40? A bit of car history, I guess. Because I have no clue. I'm from the freaking 90s, I never got to see many of these awesome race series. Like IMSA, the whole GTP and GTAM, or GTO, I mean, never got to see one in person. You know, because they pretty much died out at that point. Never even got to see one on TV, and apparently is one of the best damn series out there as a spectator because of the ridiculous cars they had. I don't know, I'm just going on again about nothing. Again, it's another silence moment, so here we go. Alright, I think I'm just gonna pit now. Get it over with. I'm gonna have to. I'm not gonna be able to run like this all the way to the end. Actually, it won't matter. I'll be on the only one lap early, so yeah. Let's do it. Come on, turn. Alright, only 8 laps to go. Well, technically 9, but... Holy cow, that was a fast lap. That was really fast. Compared to my 1 lap. And I thought that 114 I put down was fast. starting to drive like a jank ass. This one'll be slower, I think. Actually, I think I made it all up right there. Alright, just 3 more times around. 4 more times around. Oh my god. Whoa. Forgot the turn. Just a few more laps and I'll be done with this and with streaming for today. It's already streamed iRacing. Then I'll just call it quits because this has been going on for well over an hour. Okay, 44 seconds over an hour, but still feels like an eternity. But so much for all night. Said all nighter. Well, what's all night then? An hour? Hour? Alright, just 2 to go. And I will be done. How much did they say I would win? 350,000? Better win that much and they better give me a damn good car for it. If not, I should have enough money to buy me a damn good car. Oh, I got hit in the handbrake. Does literally nothing. All it does is lock up the rear wheels without letting me spin it. Only does this in all-wheel drive cars. Again, referring back to Gran Turismo's, I guess, shoddy and wonky physics. White flag, hopefully. No, it is. Or when I get across the line, 1 to go. 1 to go. It's like I lost power right now. Did I just see a random brake light? Yeah, I saw another one way over there. No, I couldn't. That was just something broke with the game graphics. You know what I was saying? I was seeing something else. I was kind of mixed my words up there. Not too bad I can't win like this on iRacing or any other game. Here we go. Victory shall be mine. Because it is. Let it roll. Finish. You hear the congratulatory music? Just pretend it's there. What was I racing up against here? Wait, it needs to build 2 different gears for the R390? Did not know that. Oh well. Let's go collect my money. Wow, I'm gonna have well over $1 million. New car acquired. Hell yes, I'm saving. I'm not doing that again. Did that before. Come on. Well, anyways, this is gonna be it. Well, you want to stick around for the car revealing, I guess. Then that'll be the end. Alright, let's see what I want. Another freaking rally car? If I wanted a rally car, I would have freaking bought one. Oh well. Pitiful end for a long race. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. Be ready for the last 2 days of Gran Turismo month, and we'll be back. So yeah.